Ready?
Ready.
Hello and welcome to Psychic Talk with Priscilla Gendron. I am your host, and today is our very first event of 2021. And joining me are two amazing psychic mediums, Suki, Klair, and Frasser, Beecroft. And it's a great privilege to have them both here with us today, sharing messages from Spirit and a little bit about what's in store for us for 2021. So I'd like to give the floor over to Frasser first. He can just explain who he is and a little bit about himself.
Hi, my name's Frasser Beecroft, website spiritualpathway.co.uk. I'm a psychic medium. I do colours, numerology, I work with tarot, healing, that sort of thing, all sorts of things that we need at the moment. I'm passionate about colours, I'm passionate about numerology. I love the interaction between the two. Yeah, very, very brief. Is that enough?
It is, thanks. And now over to Suki.
Hello, everybody. I hope you're all well. My name is Suki Klair. I'm a intuitive psychic medium and also a counsellor. And I deal with a lot of healing and angel card readings, helping people to work through their trauma, helping people to navigate, especially the current situation in the world. So that's really my forte.
Thank you, Suki. Right, so we've had a very tough 2020, and there was a lot of ups and downs, a lot of tears and tantrums, a lot of loss, sorrow, grief, but also a lot of communication and reaching out to people. So as we all stepped into 2021, the proverbial question is, where to from here? So I would like to give both Frasser and Suki an opportunity to just share their thoughts about what's in store for us for 2021. Frasser?
Hi, so really interesting. Last year was very much, like Priscilla says, about going internal, going inside. I actually was playing with different sets of cards before, and I used 3 sets, but they all gave like a similar message. So I don't know if this was going to come up or not, but this is deep replenishment. Is that the right way around? Yeah. Which basically is all about, again, it's like retreating inside. It's still very much about resting this year. It's still very much about being held. The nicest thing about this year, and you know, those in the know, those that are on this path at the moment, it's all about ascension. We are ascending as a society. We are certainly going through all sorts of trauma, all sorts of like internalizations. It's about creativity. It's about a direction this year. I do feel that there's a lot more, or there's going to be a lot more cooperation between like-minded people, even like families and friends, whatever. But I also, one of the things I also got was this fulfillment of wishes. It's a wish year this year. So this fulfillment, this ascension is about what is it that you want? Okay, you did a lot of soul searching last year. Now it's still doing a bit more soul searching, but actually putting that into place and actually ascending and rising all above all the chitter chatter that's going on internally and externally, and actually what floats your boat, what makes your heart sing. This is us ascending. Forget all the lower negative discussions and whatever. We can rise above this. This ascension is like, we are better than the negativity. We are our own souls, we're our own beings, and it's time for us to rise and to just connect. And like somebody said this morning, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. But we can help ourselves to drink, and I think that's what it's all about. 2021.
Absolutely, yes. It is important because it's very much a year of self-discovery, of peeling back the layers of our souls, of our lives, and really following on the theme of what we've had today. A lot of it is about stripping back the layers and really discovering who we are as people.
That's interesting to say that, because that's one of the other cards I got, which basically was like follow your path. You know, very much about what I'm saying is about like, well, we've done these things now. It's all right. It's all right. Last year we talked about them. This year we need to do them. And I think that's the difference.
Yeah. Fantastic. Thank you. And Suki, your pearls of wisdom.
Absolutely perfectly said, Frasser. Because like yourself, I drew from 3 different decks of cards, and I had a similar message with them. What I'm getting with 2020 was it was a very traumatic year for a lot of us on many levels, on almost like a case of, you know, what have we done, what are we doing, where am I supposed to go, what am I supposed to do. This year, as Frasser said, is all about the doing, it's all about centering yourself, going back to basics. The first card that I drew was Earth and Grounding. It is about making your life uncomplicated. I think life got very complicated before COVID hit. And this is reminding us that we, in order to touch the happiness in our heart, we need to keep it simple. We need to keep our lives as simple as possible and to focus on the joy around us, accepting that there's certain things that we can change and certain things that we can't change. It's accepting, again, this is from a deck which is very much with a chakra. This is rooting ourselves to what can we do to improve our lives? What can we do to help ourselves make better choices for our future and bring the joy back into our life? I do feel this year is, especially the second half of this year, is going to be a lot more joyful, because we're like, it's like a bear coming out of hibernation. It's sort of disorientated, wonder what's going on, what's happened in the outside world while I've been asleep. And then seeing, making distinct plans, not just thinking about them, acting on those plans, really going forward with them. And finally, asking for help. Asking for help from spirit, asking for help from, you know, people around you. Don't be backwards in coming forward to say, I need some help. And I think a lot of the time we feel helpless and hopeless because we don't feel that we have the support. The support is there. Our spiritual guides and angels, they are here waiting for us to reach out to them and say, I need some help. So this year is very hopeful. I feel very hopeful about this year, and people reconnecting to their authentic self, reconnecting to who they really are. Because I think a lot of us have been so distracted, we forgot our center, and it's going back into the heart center, going back into that space that makes us feel alive.
Absolutely amazing. Thank you, Suki. And it's right. You know, we tended to run away and jump into the materialistic void of the world. And what 2021 and now coming into 2020, in 2020, and 2021, it is going to be about just stopping and pausing and really looking what's important to us. And letting go of the excess baggage, you know, as Linda said earlier on, it's about what did you pack in your bag, getting rid of all the stuff that's not important anymore. And what is important, you know, love rules everything. And it's about doing it from the heart center, because nothing else matters.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you. Thank you very much, guys. Okay, so the second part of our event is obviously a little bit of messages. So if you would like to leave a little message or a question in the chat box, and then our amazing Frasser and Suki will endeavor to answer your questions for you. So please feel free to put something into the chat. So type away. Okay. I know Wilma can't type on hers, so we'll start with Wilma today because she always gets to be last. So Wilma, we're going to just do a question for you anyway. So what's up for Wilma? Just a brief connection with Wilma. What's happening for her? Frasser.
What? Sorry?
Ooh, I feel with Wilma, if I may go first.
Yes, that's fine.
Sorry, Frasser.
Me off guard then. Like, what? I'm used to Wilma asking questions and I'm waiting for the questions. So sorry.
Okay, while Priscilla was, I drew a card for Wilma. Wilma, it's this card is again connected. It's despondence. I feel that you have been feeling all over the place here emotionally, and it's about you looking at the blessings in your life, because the despondency has sort of masked that, and it's forgiveness as well. I do feel a strong sense of forgiveness. I should have done this, I should have done more. You need to let that go. You really need to let that go. Like this morning, what the lady was saying about taking it out of your bag, it's not necessary for it to be there. And once you do that, it's like you're feeling you let people down. I let people down, and you feel like you let yourself down as well. And what Spirit are saying is, no, you haven't. And please accept that. Please accept that you did your very best in very difficult circumstances, and to just let it go. Just really just let it go. If you in a state of prayer, I feel like you pray a lot, and you ask for guidance, but the guidance is being sent to you. However, you don't quite understand the messages. So it's about you sitting in your quiet space and just sending out that prayer, sending out the prayer to people who you feel you let down. Say you're sorry, and allow them to accept that, and also go with the forgiveness and bring that joy back to you, bring that love back to you. Okay, but this year for you definitely will be full of growth, like you've never experienced before. But you need to have this little space between now and the next few weeks for you to heal those wounds. I hope that made sense to you.
Yes, it does.
That's brilliant.
Thank you.
That's really interesting, because as you were talking, Suki, the first card I got was Council of Light. So this is talking about the prayers and the actual, this spiritual being that's you. And they're talking about divine orchestration and like helpers in subtle realms. But I also got, which actually ties in very much with Suki, is this, which is like break the chain. Okay. And so this is very much about your own healing journey, your own ancestral pattern. So that the fact that you feel that, okay, I've not actually been able to do anything for these people, even your presence, even your being there, and even your like just talking to these people, whether they want to listen or not, it's actually making a real strong impact. And it's also, this year is very much about rewriting your own future. I mean, like, last year we talked several times, and there's been all these ups and downs, but it is very much about rewriting the future for you and your loved ones. And it all comes down to sort of like, how you are as a person, as a human being, and you're divinely guided in one sense, one respect. And that's what they're saying there, is it's like, don't give up hope, because it's still there, and it's like it is within you, and your light shines however you're feeling, so it's about believing in yourself and rewriting that side that's that I'm not good enough. It's like, actually you are, and that's all that matters.
Thank you very much. Thanks, guys. And I also did a card for you, Wilma, and it said, spend time alone in nature, meditating about your desired intentions. Ask the angels to guide you in a positive and give you a positive perspective. So again, it's very much in line with what the two of them are saying. It's about just, finding where you are and going with that. So we send you lots of blessings for that. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, we've got Tracy Spriggs. Will our move be successful this year? I'll give Fraser the go first, Suki.
Tracy, I'm getting claps. I'm getting claps. Sorry, Fraser, did I interrupt? Fraser?
See, that's that says, right? Harmony. That's like, like you just said, congratulations. I mean, that's a clap as well. But it's also interesting, I've got on here like, sacral chakra. So this is about emotions. This is about very much a case of, again, we've got this, well, there's the number 2 there. So it's about spirituality. It's about your own spirituality. It's about like the 2 is very much a yes, no, maybe. It's this internalizing of how uncertainty in your own mind, but actually there is harmony. And interestingly enough, I talked before about cooperation. The 6 is very like spiritual. It's like a family. It's like everybody working together. And also, again, another 6 here to do with like third eye. It's a very spiritual time for you, and it's about your own beliefs. But there's definitely harmony. There's definitely like it's going to work, and it might not happen at the beginning of the year, but it will certainly happen towards like mid to end of this year, definitely. With with all those things there. Does that tie in with what you're thinking, Suki?
I just wanted to give Tracy a big clap, like yes, stop worrying, because the 3 cards, exactly as you've said, Fraser, the first card that I drew out for Tracy was love. You're certainly connecting to the divine source and the Christ energy, because the other card is like you've as much as the disruption and the grief of what you've gone through recently, the loss of your physical space, the loss of many things in your life, you are actually manifesting an absolutely beautiful step into a new direction for yourself. This new space that you're going to be going into is going to give you a lot more clarity, a lot more grounding. You're not going to be as busy doing things. You're going to be focusing more on what you want out of life and what you need, and taking your dreams forward. So it is about manifestation for you this year. And as Fraser said, certainly going on towards the end of May, going into June, it'll really ramp up for you. So yeah.
I get the same
multiple
thing.
Blessings for you this year, Tracy.
Yeah, and just to sort of add on that as well, I also get definitely April, May time seems to be a time for shifting and changing and rearranging our lives. So that would be in line with the move. It will be very successful. There are going to be a few little hiccups, but it's nothing that you can't handle. Just don't be scared to ask for help. Okay, so I hope that has helped with the question.
I've just looked at the Nirvana one, and I actually picked, well, I was trying to do 3 cards and 4 came out.
You're jumping ahead, Fraser.
I'm not. That's one below that. Will our move be successful?
No, it won't be, because it's like Danae is next. You're reading ahead.
I've obviously something wrong with mine, because I haven't even got that question.
Yeah. Okay. No, a direct message to me. Okay.
Okay.
So
right.
Danae asked, with regards to business and health, what can you pick up? Thank you. So that's Danae.
Right. Suki, your turn again. I'm going to have to keep these for the Nirvana thing.
First now.
Ooh, sorry, the card just went flying out.
Oh, well, that's important then.
Right.
Okay, confusion. There seems to be confusion around you at the moment as to which direction to go. You're not listening to yourself. This year, certainly it's almost like it feels a little bit sluggish for you at the moment, because you're almost like static. You feel like you're stuck. It's about reorganizing things around you and refreshing things around you as well. Because I'm getting a sense of isolation here. Isolation, it's the confusion that is hindering you and putting a block here as to where you need to go. But I do feel that you, from about May or June, because this is going to continue a little bit, almost like you're a little bit foggy-headed at the moment. From about May, June, July, it's like you're going to wake up. All of a sudden, you've got all of these plans, and everything that you're touching is really going to come into place. This time for you is about planning, effective planning. Once you put those plans in place and you are very clear in which direction you want to go, because I think you're trying to do too many things at the same time. You once you focus on those key parts of the business that you want to move forward, then it'll all happen one after the other. So don't be fearful of not succeeding. You will succeed. You've just got to clear the clutter around you at the moment that will help you focus on that.
Thank you.
I love it when these, like, I mean, Suki and I work very well together anyway, but it's really quite funny that what's come up. Solar plexus. prosperity begins. So it's very much in line with what Suki's just been saying. I feel there's a lot of emotion. There's a lot of like internalizing. There's a lot of like, you know, like Suki says, confusion. On the solar plexus, the number is 3, which is about communication. It's about creativity. It's about speaking. It's about actually believing in yourself. And once you start believing, I mean, this is like a tree. It's like a tree of life. You know, the prosperity begins because this year you're planting the seeds. You are deciding exactly what it is you want to grow. And it is going to take time, of course, like all these things do. However, it is about planting that seed, about working out, you know, exactly what it is. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's just about planting that seed and starting and allowing it to grow rather than trying to fight against it. Like, don't let you know, your emotions are going to be up and down all over the place, but it's just about, okay, well, let's just try this. If it doesn't quite work out, then you plant another seed. It's just about trying new things this year and actually seeing what works, because it, you know, if you've got a field of corn or whatever, and you throw out lots of different corns, they're going to be, some are going to be stronger than others, and it's so you concentrate on those areas. But it's like, you know, what do you want? Not what other people want. What do you want? And what's going to make, you know, again, like I said before, what's going to make your heart sing? And that probably sums up what Suki said as well.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, thank you very much, Fraser. Okay, so now we got to Nirvana. What's up for Nirvana for 21 in relationships, finance, or anything? So it's just a general.
So as I said before, I was playing, looking at the question, and I actually got, and I'm going to show all 4 cards and I'm going to talk. I've got grace, I've got innocence, I've got service, but I've also got forgiveness. So it's really interesting because what I'm getting and what they're showing me is it's very much about going back, or being that girl, that little girl who used to fall down, stand up, fall down, stand up, fall down, stand up, and not give up. It's about being innocent. It's about actually being graceful. You are of service, and I think this year for you is going to be, you're going to be more of service. I mean, this is like an archangel nurse in one sense, but also the red is about the grounding and actually sort of like making sure that you are fully integrated into yourself. But also, you know, there's a big sense of like, you know, there's a big healing this year for you, and I say a lot for people. It's about forgiving what you believe you weren't doing right last year, but you were doing things right. But overall, you know, just being innocent, just being playful, just allow things to happen, and actually not getting strung up on the whole, like, you know, well, I can't do this or I can't do that. You know, that thing that came up this morning about gratitude, what am I grateful for? There's so many things that we're grateful for or can be grateful for. And it's about finding that innocence, finding that little thing inside us that actually allows us to actually go, do you know what? I am okay. And I am this beautiful being, and I can play. And if I fall down, I stand up again. So you know, just be mindful of that. And it's a very spiritual year as well, with the white, you know, there's a lot going on for you, but it's you know, it's a positive thing, because you are like ascending to another level this year, which, you know, has been ongoing, but this year for you, it's just like.
Okay.
Oh, fabulous.
Thank you very much. Okay, so our next question will be for Suki. Good day, everyone. I would like to know, what's the future hold for me? Will I get a permanent position anytime soon? That's on Tombi.
Okay, Natombi. Let's have a look. There's a lot of anxiety around you, so it's like you're holding a lot of anxiety here, and it's been fueled by fear. You've had some instability around you for about 18 months, but that is definitely going to settle. I don't feel that where you are at the moment will be your permanent position. I do feel that you will step into something new round about the end of June, beginning of July, when the sun's really in the midday sky, shall we say. You are going to be, it's about letting go of the fear, looking at exactly what you want in your life, and almost like sending that message out into the universe. And I know this sounds a little bit weird, but it works. Sending that message out into the universe, this is where I want to be. I do definitely feel that you will be in a much better position coming in end of June, beginning of July, because they're giving me the miracle cards. It's not going to be where you are now. The permanent position will be somewhere else, but you will be a lot happier there. The environment is going to be much more fits you as a person, because I do feel that you're a very happy, bright, sunshine person. And it takes a lot for you to start to feel down, and this is getting you down. But the second half of this year for you is going to be nothing like it has been in the last 18 months. So just hang on in there. Again, manifestation card for you as well. This is they're just putting things in the right place at the moment for you to step into this new role, and you will love it. It'll definitely, your financial situation will certainly settle as well. And I just feel like you're feeling going, oh, thank God for that. It's like it's a huge relief for you.
Thank you, Suki. We seem to be having a little problem with our Zoom thing. So if we do get cut off, would you all just mind re-signing in again? Because it suddenly put a timer on us for some reason, so I'm not sure why. So if you do get cut off, just please sign back in again to the same session. Thank you. Okay, and then she's saying, yes, wow, that's fantastic. And yes, it's all about my spirituality, and we're moving town, and it's very stressful. It's from Tracy. And then Dina says also, yes, exactly that. Fiona wants to know, any messages for me going forward? We'll appreciate any message.
Yeah. I've got one. Let's just see if we get yeah, no, it's stopped now. Okay. So interestingly enough, Fiona, I've got like Pleiades, so like Pleiadians, transformation, and I've also got, which is actually interesting, and this is the card that I brought for 2021, deep replenishment. Now, so what I'm getting here is there's this like double mission for you. You know, there's a very strong connection between you and not just spirit, but like, you know, other existences, and there's a very, very strong connection there. You are changing very much on a sort of cellular level here. There's a big transformation for you this year. You know, it's like you really, really, like everybody, but for some reason you're just like taking it to another level. But it's also about making sure that you actually don't go so high that you can't come back down again. Okay, so you actually know there is an essence of grounding there, and this card, like this deep replenishment, it's about retreating internally. It's about making sure that you're out in nature. It's about being held in yourself. The transformation is also about deep healing. So on one sense, it's like you're healing yourself, but you're actually allowing your own like body, your own sense, your own mind to connect more with like other realities, I want to say, you know, and it's about you can.
Hello, are we all back?
We're all back. Sorry about that. We're having an issue with the Zoom today.
Is Nirvana back?
No, and neither. Looks like Lena's back.
Okay.
All right. So Fiona's just said that makes sense. Right, that's really interesting because obviously I got cut off in my own flow then, which is.
All right. Well, we'll continue your flow.
No. It was. I think that was pretty much, you know, everything about it is this connection to like other beings and actually bringing it down, and also like, you know, channeling, which I think, you know, from looking at just her, you know, there's the alchemy side, you know, it's that taking things to another level, but also making sure that you know do your own deep healing, that you do your own like, you know, retreat, resting and held, but very, 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 I mean, those cards are just like so powerful. So there's a lot going on, but it's like, you know, you are connecting to a completely different realm than you've, you know, I think like last year you've started to connect, but like this year it's gonna go up a level. That's what it feels like.
Yeah. And
For
Suki?
you, can I just, for you, Fiona, this is about balance for you, okay? Because I feel like you can't please everybody. The only person you need to please is yourself, because I feel like there's disruption, emotional disruption around you, and you've been trying to please everybody, and it's like you've been losing yourself in this situation. So I need to say to you, bring balance back into your life. Step away from the self-sacrifice programming, and you need to release that, and put more balance into your life. What is meaningful for you, and what you need out of this year, what you actually want out of this year. But it is about balance, because it just feels like you're giving too much out and not giving enough to yourself. I hope that helped.
Yeah, I think that really does make sense. And I think that applies to a lot of people as well, not just to Fiona, but I think that to a lot of people in 2020 and now going into 2021, we have to rebalance ourselves and rebalance our lives. And I think that's important as well. So we have Lucinda here. Does she have a little message? Lucinda, do you have a message?
I don't really have a question specifically. Does anything come up?
Okay. Should we give that to Suki this time? That's for Lucinda.
Lucinda, I feel like you need a lot of protection around you at the moment. I feel that you've been. It's because I'm getting like a tightness in my throat chakra, and it certainly feels like you need to be speaking your truth around people, but you don't feel protected enough to do that. And it's about you stepping away from what always was around you, and creating new prospects for yourself. The other card that I got for you was about listening. It almost feels like you are getting and receiving the messages from spirit, and they are around you and they are helping you, but you're not quite listening to that inner self. You've turned her down. It's almost like you've turned your spirit down, and she's trying to speak to you. She's trying to help you. She's trying to give you the messages and the direction that you need at this moment. So find quiet space, find that quiet time where you can go within and start turning up that voice within you, because she's the one that's going to really help you spread your wings this year and fly into a direction that you never thought possible before.
Thank you.
I just want to mirror that. Whatever the cards that I got was strength and communication, which basically backs up everything that Suki's just been saying. It's very much about actually having that inner strength, or strength in yourself to actually speak your truth, and tell people. People are not going to always like what you may say, but you have that right, you have that spiritual sense just to say things. But it's also about the communication is not just about talking, it's about listening as well, like Suki said. But there's like divine guidance there as well. It's like you're being looked after. The colours here is like the greens, the whites, the oranges. It's like there's a lot of healing going on, but it's giving you that strength to sort of like stand up and sort of say, this is me, this is who I am, take it or leave it, and I think that's a big challenge. It's yeah. So, but yeah.
Can I just go to Nirvana, please?
Thank you.
Yeah, you can go to Nirvana.
Because okay, Nirvana, I need to tell you that the mothership is going to land for you this year. It literally this is, and they've been bugging me for the last 15 minutes because I have to say this to you. The mothership is going to land for you this year, because you've always considered yourself to be a lone wolf, even though you've tried to keep within the pack, because wolves are never lone wolves. That is a misconception. They're always running the pack, but you have had to step away from other individuals that have held you back. And once you've made that decision, and it only seems like recently you made that decision, it's the right direction for you to go, because the other cards that came up for you was expect miracles and the romance and the connection, because that's what your heart desires, the romance and the relationship and the connection, but also to expect miracles. And they really are. They're saying the mothership is going to land in your backyard this year, round about end of May, beginning of June, and for you to watch out. Now, whether that's a physical event or whether that's because the ecstasy card came out for you as well, it's really going to feel like you've touched heaven. It's like your purpose in your mind and your spirit is just going to go bang and just go straight into its place where you're really going to feel the direction and the clarity that you've been looking for and asking for, and you're going to, and it is a moment of ecstasy. So that's the message for you.
It's about her really finally stepping into her authenticity, authentically me. So she is finally becoming authentically herself. Yeah. And I feel like this is going to be quite a big year for her. Definitely her voice is going to be heard globally. She's on her way.
Yeah.
So now we don't want to leave Miss Tracy out. And I know she doesn't like to always ask questions. So what have we got for Tracy today? Go on, Fraser. You can go first.
Thanks.
We put Suki on hold.
That's all right. It's fine. Let's have a look. Let's do that. That one. Let's have a see. Do you know? Right. Oh, that's nice. New beginnings. And right, firm foundation. These are my power cards, and I've also got. This is coming up a lot today. Sacral. Okay, so I get very much. Again, lots of emotions, but not understandable for everybody at the moment. I feel that for you, Tracy, this is actually about building on what you've already been creating. It's like the mountain here is like, that's almost like a sense of you. It's like, you are the mountain, you are going to the top of it, but it's also the fact that, this is like, you're going up another level. This year very much feels like, there really are new beginnings for you. It's like stepping through that new door. Yes, it's frightening. Yes, it's like, oh my God, what's going to happen when I step out of that door? But it's like, big things are coming. If you've got the courage and you've got the, just almost like, even like, looking out the door and seeing what's going on, it's there for you. There's a lot coming. You've got to allow, again, this goes back to this, like, the sacral chakra. You've got to allow these things to unfold. You've got to be brave enough to actually step into your own power, because boy, that power, once you open that door, you ain't going back. Mm-hmm. Suki.
Okay, Miss Suki.
That's absolutely perfect, because the card I picked for you, Tracy, is honesty and communication. And there's a lot of love around you, because I just feel like you've gone through a lot of upheaval and turmoil lately, and you've felt unloved. You've felt like isolated, unloved, but they're sending you so much love. But with the honesty and the communication, it's about you being honest with people around you, because it's almost like there's individuals around you that are, the vanity card came up in the other pack for you, and it was about telling people, almost like putting them in their place and being honest with them, because you hold yourself back, you hold that communication back, because you think, oh, things will change, things will change, but you've got to start putting the actions behind the thoughts. and that will definitely lead you up the next step that you need to take. But again, it's about the communication. It's also this communication, honesty. Communication is about the worldwide forum for you as well, how you are creating that platform to spread that honesty and communication worldwide, but it's all based on the foundation of love. That's what all this is about as well. You know, with what Priscilla is creating, what Nirvana is creating, what all of these beautiful people on this event today, it's all based on the force of love, and that's what's going to take you forward as well.
Oh, that's amazing. Thank you. And that's quite apt for Tracy. Following our conversation this morning, Trace, that's quite good. Right. So I think we lost a few people in the transfer, but any words of wisdom, any pearls of wisdom that we might be able to impart to everybody for 2021?
Don't give up. What they're saying is don't give up. However despondent you are feeling this year, because I think this year is really going to be like a tsunami of truth for many people. Now that can be very disruptive. Truth is not always pleasant, especially when you don't want to hear it, you don't want to listen to it, or people around you don't want to hear or listen to it. And but you know in your gut that this is your truth. This is how you see things in its purity. So don't give up. Keep plodding on, even if it feels like you are putting one toe in front of the other this year. You keep going in the direction where your heart is taking you, because you can't go wrong. And it is about not giving up. We have literally been pushed out of a cave this year, and we are a little bit disorientated. We're not quite sure where we're going to be heading, what life is going to be like for us in the next 10 years is going to be amazing. So embrace the change, don't be afraid of it, don't give up, and persevere, in a nutshell, for me. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Suki.
Yeah, as I say, I love it when Suki and I just like we're on this
yeah.
boundaries. It's all about boundaries. There are so many people that are in the depths of despair, and like, you know, it's come up time and time again today, and obviously like there's a lot of emotion going about. It's about you going, enough, I don't want to hear your nonsense anymore. I've told you. You're not listening. You have to walk away. Sometimes it's really hard, especially when it's family members or friends. You have to just say, like, I can't help you anymore. You have to set your own boundaries. There are going to be people that are going to push. And if you take, or accept, or try and help them all the time, all you're doing is you're giving away your own power. You're giving away your own energy. And sometimes you have to say, what about me? What about my health? What about my energy? What about what I want to do? And so there's a big sense of boundaries this year, and actually making sure, and like a lot of people on here, it's about stepping out of your own comfort zone, putting those boundaries in front of you and just saying, enough, stop.
Yeah,
I'm done. And moving on and moving forward. And yes, you may have to leave friends and family behind, but remember, we're ascending. Okay, we cannot take everybody with us. We want to. I want to save everybody. I know I can't. So sometimes we have to put those boundaries in and say, okay, right, this is my fence now. You either come with me or you're going behind. And that's it. And it's a very hard and harsh truth. But those boundaries, if we don't put them in, we're going to be pulled back down.
Yeah.
So be strong, be brave, and move forward.
Sort of following on from what Fraser's saying, it's true about setting boundaries. It's about, when you get into your vehicle to take a journey, you can't put everybody in your vehicle, because it's only so many spaces available for people that are of a like mind to take the journey with you, that are going to be able to fit in those seats. So there are going to be people that are going to be left behind, or that are not evolved or having the evolution and the knowledge going forward. So we've had a very much a spiritual revolution last year, where we've had to be awakened. a lot of people haven't been and will continue to bury their heads in the sand. But for majority of people, and certainly people here on the platform, we want something different. We want answers. We want to know more than what we see in front of us. And I feel like this is the best way to do that, is to have platforms like this, and people like Frasser and Suki and Wilma and Lucinda and Tracy and Fiona and Luna and, the other Tracy and Ntombo and Nirvana and Danae, and to have us all in one space co-creating with the divine. I think that's important. We're on the spiritual revolution, and there's no turning back from this now. So it's about embracing our future and just strapping in for the ride, because I feel as if this year is very much an enlightenment year, a year where you are enlightened and you follow the light, you don't sit in the dark. So for me, it feels as if we are ready for this journey, and we're ready to take the journey forward. And of course, Nirvana is going to be on the ship. So it's going to be great.
I'm with her.
We'll wave.
Coming with you.
Little cards. I did take a card. And the card that I chose was Adriana. And it says, I'm leading you toward the answer to your prayers. Please listen to and follow the steps I'm communicating through your intuition, thoughts, and desires. Let's listen. Listen to your promptings of the divine. Listen to yourself, because you know what? Everything else is just white noise and chatter. So it's about you listening to yourself and finally, for the first time, doing what's important to you. And as both Suki and Frasser were saying, it's like not listening to other people. This is your journey. It's not anybody else's. And so it's important for you to now say, you know what, this is what I'm going to put in place for myself going forward. And I'm not going to allow anybody else to interfere in that process. Any final words from Suki or Frasser?
Just one last card. Harmony and resolution.
Fantastic.
And blessings and love to everybody.
Let me just pull one too. Let's have a look.
And Frasser is mumbling away for his card.
Our mother. Okay, so it's about, like love, affect, just believing in yourself. That's it. You can't do anything more than that. You're on your own path, your own journey, and it's like you're being, we're all being looked after, and we're on this journey together. It's as simple as that.
Fantastic. Well, I just really would like to thank you guys for joining us. It's been amazing, and sorry for the little blip in the radar. I don't know what happened with our Zoom, but it just suddenly put a timer on us and we had to talk fast. But I'm glad that you rejoined us, and I look forward to seeing you all again in April the 17th, which is our next event. We're going to go every 2 months because doing it every month is not good for Tracy, Stefan, and I's health. So we're doing it every second month so that we can give it the proper attention that it needs. So we look forward to seeing you on the 17th of April. And I'd like to thank my special guests, Suki, Klair, and Frasser Beecroft. And they are 2 amazing souls who I've known for quite a while and who I'm really thoroughly enjoying working with because they just have such wonderful energy. Thank you guys very much for joining us, and enjoy the rest of your day. So I hope you would like to just join the next lady. It's going to be Miko and Biji, and then Arlene, and then Authentically Me. So I hope you stay with us for the rest of the day. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
God bless.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks, Wilma. We love you.
Love you too.
Did you enjoy the beach with Trace?
Yes, I did.
We also went to the
Lovely.
beach.